Dr. Miria Matembe ayina bubaka eri President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine naye Munnayuganda ayagala enkyukakyuka katusoke tumufune muwulire.
Thank you very much, Honorable. First of all, I'm so sorry. I must apologize. You see, we senior citizens, we have so much, and forgetfulness is part of it. So I remember Friday, a lady rang me over Thursday or something and said, "We want you." I said, "Hey, what is it? Budget? Oh, okay. I'll see." Now, since morning, that was off the head. And then around 11, he said, "Where are you?" I said, "My goodness, who are you?" He told me. He said, "When are you finishing?" He said, 2 o'clock. I said, "Okay, let me at least appear." So I'm sorry that I came late, and so I have not heard this whole thing. But I want to say that I was very happy to have been invited to come here to listen to what you are saying. You know, many people, me, whichever party, whoever calls me, I go. I'm a senior citizen and I'm a Ugandan. It does not matter where or what. I'm a Ugandan. As a senior citizen, I'm interested in Uganda as a nation and Ugandan people. So when Nup calls me, I come, and I'm very happy to be there. I wish I was here to listen to everything and then say, "Oh, so this is the alternative view." I want to thank you so much to ensure that you really offer your alternative view, because what is democracy? This liberal democracy which we say we are following is that there is this government to serve the nation, and there is the opposition to give alternative view and to be watching oversight and see next year or the other year they may be now the government while the other one is in opposition. So opposition and government are supposed to work together, all driven by service to their nation and to their people whom they serve. So for me, I love now what you are doing, that the budget statement was, was given, I think, and then you are saying for us, if it were we, this is how we would go about it. And one of the reasons why I'm so happy about this is that it disputes all these general Ugandans who say this opposition, it has no program, it has no plan. That's how they talk about opposition. And usually I say, but look here, do you think a group of people can sit there and say we want to lead this nation without this manifesto? And I'm sure every party has a manifesto, but because people don't read them, they think that when you come up to read, you have nothing to offer, just because we generally don't read. And I'm even wondering how many are even listening to the alternative budget. But for me, what I want to tell you is, as a leader who was a leader, elected leader, but who continues to be a leader, because leadership does not end, and leadership is about service, and it does not depend on any position you hold, but it depends on the passion you have for your vision for the people you are leading. So whether 19 years ago, I have no position which I hold, but I'm still a leader in this country. And so I'm so happy that you give this and people read and hear, that if it were you, you would have done this kind of thing. So I want to congratulate you that you move on. Whether you are discredited, whether you are bashed, I remember, is it Martin Luther King or Jr. who said that if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but at least continue moving. In other words, whether they discredit, whether they rubbish, whether continue moving. One day, your movement will be real. Didn't you see Barack Obama, amazing and incredibly, being the president of America? Because they continued running. So walking or crawling. So that's what I would wish to you. Now, having said that, you said I was one of those ministers. By the way, I was the first minister for ethics and integrity. I was appointed in 1998, but because of my integrity in the environment which does not want integrity, I didn't stay long. I didn't finish even 5 years. Because I stood my integrity, I was thrown out, and thrown out completely up to now, 19, because of my integrity. And whatever they try to say, I say, my integrity does not allow this. And so, when you say you are fighting corruption is your priority, I say, well, that's good. But as I stand here as a senior citizen, as a Ugandan, and I stand here to tell you how many, I don't know how many parliamentarians are here, that for us outside there as Ugandans, we look at you as the same. We look at Parliament and say, those terrible people, they are robbing us, they are grabbing us. So my challenge which I throw to you is that each of you who is there is to distinctively stand tall, and show that for you, indeed, you are opposing these corruptions, these unethical conducts, these what? Stand there distinctively showing that what drives you into that parliament is service to your people. Stand out distinctively like that and give this alternative budget, whether it is being implemented, whether it is taken up for you, you get guided and you follow the principles that you have put here so that everybody can say, yeah, whether they bash them or what, at least there are few Ugandans who are standing distinctively for us. And because of them, we shall overcome. That is what I want to tell you on behalf of Ugandans. Because we really feel these people whom we chose to serve us are not driven by service. That at the center of what I call leadership, rather than being people-centered, is self-centered. Rather than being service-oriented, it becomes power-oriented. In other words, you find that, yes, you are in this leadership, but you are driven by self-centeredness and power-orientedness. And yet, a leader should be driven by people, should be people-centered and service-oriented. I'm so glad that I stood here as a senior citizen to tell you that kind of thing, so that you get to know that for sure, where our country has reached, it needs liberation, it needs redemption. And for us where we are, our eyes are on God, of course, but God does not come here and work. We believe that God can work through you and bring things to a better way. And so I want to thank you, and I want to encourage you, and stay tough. Have you ever seen me ever shaken by anybody? 19 years. I worked for 30 years, good 30 years for this country. But when I said no, you can't remove the term limit, I was thrown like in the garbage. No pension, no gratuity, no nothing. I don't tell you to choose those people, but I tell you how people can rob you. Me, I was robbed. But because I stand with my God who created me, have you seen me lacking? Have you seen me? I don't have mansions, I don't have, those will remain here. But I work, continue to serve for a legacy. That when I'm long gone, it is not the pension, it is not the what, that they will remember. about me. And I can assure you, it gives you joy, it gives you peace, it gives you, and so now that you've enabled me to stand here, I want to affirm you that when you stand with what is right, with what is good for the people of God, because God puts in a position, the Bible says that King David knew that God had appointed him a leader in Israel for the sake of his people, Israelites. Now, if you take it that God granted you this position of leadership for the sake of Ugandan people, and you stand with that, he will stand with you, and you will stand tall, and he will keep you, and one day he will use you to deliver this nation. Now, as I go to sit, I don't know whether you talked about this issue of taxes for Ugandans. You people, Ugandans are dying. Ugandans are suffering. I have a personal experience. I had my Kasumoro house, which has been giving me whatever little I eat and so on and so forth. But this is a house, an old one, which is no longer new. People go in the new ones, so I get small tax from it. But I tell you, Revenue Authority takes almost half of it. The same rent is being taxed by Revenue Authority and City Council. Double taxation. I went and appealed everywhere. They told me that it is you, Parliament, who passed a law that resulted into that double taxation. That's what they told me. I went to Revenue Authority. I went to City Council. Imagine, to the judge. I appealed on behalf of Ugandans. I said, if they can torture me, what about these market women, these small rentals which people have? People are dying out there, you members of Parliament. So this tax of yours now, which has increased, and it is aggressively collected from people whom you are not giving anything to raise it. Please be human. Ugandans are doing what? Are perishing. Me, that's what I will leave to you. The tax, please. Deal with it. Otherwise, people can care for themselves. You are not helping them. But if they have their Karento, if they have, don't take it without giving them anything, please. Thank you so much. For God and my country, I speak these words, and I wish you the best. And I pray that one day, like Jesus rose from the dead and delivered us from sin, that this country may be redeemed and delivered once again. Thank you very much.
Mama Miria Matembe, ensonga zitugambye bulungi.
The Honorable Dr. Miria Matembe. I think we have all been energized by her words of wisdom, and we wish to drink from that cup always. Honorable members, like I told you before, some of us have grown up seeing these women of valor, and we would wish to be like them when we grow up, even better. So the ladies here, brace yourselves to become the best women of this nation, not just in opposition, but in the leadership that we clamor for. Honorable members, as we close, I want to thank you so very much for attending in big numbers. And I also want to thank you for always coming in whenever you're invited for different engagements of the opposition. The Office of the Leader of Opposition is very much gratified, and we call upon you to always come, especially when you're invited for other engagements. As we conclude, I would also want to say something small. Honorable members of Parliament and those in the opposition, we are a family. You know, in a family, there are three things. There are courtyard matters or compound matters, and then we have living room issues or matters, and then we also have bedroom matters. Those ones I think you're very much aware of. Honorable Nsamba, when I mentioned bedroom matters, he rose his head up. He was on his phone. So, you know, I request all of us members of parliament on the opposition side, let us distinguish between bedroom matters, living room matters, or courtyard matters. Those matters we need to discuss out there. Let us discuss. We all know that the bedroom issues should stay in the bedroom. The young ones should not know what we do in the bedroom. I see all of you are now attentive. Thank you so much for giving me the attention. Yes, because we are all leading to, we are all looking at one goal. We want to get to somewhere, but if we want to get there, can we have some secrets in the opposition? Because these people who are leading us or ruling us like this, the dictators, for them they sit somewhere and they have their, in Luganda we call it a kasaka. Can we also have that, such that we do not display all our weapons to our enemies? Honorable members, we need this to be done as a family. To whoever is concerned, the civil society, wherever you can come in, please, we request you come in to help the opposition to get into power, because we have the best alternatives, as we have laid here before. Honorable members, I thank you, and I also leave you with Ecclesiastes 3:1. There is time for everything. Everyone here, you have your time. There is time to shine. We are shining now, but we are not shining the way we want. We need to shine when we are in leadership, at the top leadership position. I want to thank you all. Thank you for coming. I pray that the Almighty God takes you back home safely and to your constituents, serve them well. I pray we go back safely. Let's rise for the national anthems and we go.
Thank you, mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Tubadde obugambo obadde bw'amakulu obwo bwasembyeyo naye tubadde ku Mama Miria Matembe Dokitali Dokituru. Ebigambo byatugambye bibadde by'amakulu nnyo. Banange tufeeyo eri abantu baffe. Omusolo gwekanamye kati abantu beekalakaasa naye nga gwayisibwa paalamenti eyo gy'olaba. So tufeeyo eri abantu be tukulembera ate twagale eggwanga lyaffe ate tuyimirirewo ku lw'eggwanga lino. Mbagala nnyo mwenna abaliko. Omukama Katonda abakuume. Tujja kuba tuddamu okubigamba ebigambo. Dundo Yoruga Namugereka Kabamba ggulu atakumira mpeera bw'anaaba akkiriza. Mweraba.